Hello everybody and welcome to not just another MMO video but a whole new year of possibilities. Yes, I know it's April, but there haven't really been anything exciting to talk about at all until now. Now we've got a lot of new MMOs set to be coming out this year, but just for you, because you and I are the best of friends going all the way back to our childhood, I've narrowed it down to the 3 best, biggest and most exciting releases of 2025. For more MMO related content, make sure to subscribe to my channel below, but either way, let's jump right into it. The first MMO I want to talk about is the one that I'm the most excited for and the one that probably has the most hype surrounding it, and that of course is Dune Awakening, releasing on the 20th of May. This is a sci-fi survival shooter MMO developed by the same people that created Conan Exiles and Age of Conan, which are both amazing old school survival MMOs. Now, as you may have guessed, this game is based on the series of Dune novels by Frank Herbert. I personally love Dune. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I put it up there with Isaac Asimov's work. And I've actually always thought that it would be a perfect series to build an MMO around. The universe of Dune, even beyond the main stage of the planet Arrakis, is insanely huge with a ton of frankly mind-boggling lore. And because a lot of that world building is already done thanks to old Frankie here, as long as they stay faithful to the source material and nail that gameplay loop, this is a game that honestly cannot fail. Now, we've already seen a bit of the game here and there thanks to both promotional material and because they've been doing beta testings for a while, so we do have a pretty good idea of what it's like. To start off, the game itself looks quite pretty, and although it's not downright gorgeous or industry topping like Black Desert Online or Throne of Liberty, it does feature amazing lighting effects that frame the landscape of Arrakis beautifully, which makes everything look even better. The character creator looks fairly good with a lot of options for customization, and while it may seem like it's a bit lacking compared to some Korean MMOs, it does have a lot of diversity in both skin tones and facial features, which is always nice to see. Then, the game will have quite a bit of small scale and large scale PvP. In fact, the game is kind of built around battles between large guilds control areas of the planet for resources and trade, so it is kind of a PvP MMO as well. That said, PvP won't be the only thing that you can do in Dune Awakening, as the game also promises a lot of options for playstyles, with a sort of freestyle character building that allows you to dabble in a ton of different activities, from combat to crafting to espionage to trade and so on. Now, details of those systems aren't really fleshed out, but it would be genuinely amazing if those systems are as wide and as deep as an ocean. Now, all of that sounds good, but if it's not promising enough, let me tell you the biggest reason I'm interested in this game besides being a big Dune lover. This game is set to be buy to play, and we're promised absolutely no pay to win and no subscription models whatsoever. Listen, if they stay true to their word, buy to play with no recurring fees and only maybe cosmetic microtransactions is, for me, pretty much the ideal monetization model for an MMO. It's fair, it's reasonable, and it means that you don't have to worry about some guy with a trust fund rocketing to endgame in 2 days. Now, again, there is a lot of hype around this game, and while what we've seen genuinely does look amazing, we're still in the MMO genre, so I don't want to oversell anything about it. Monetization could still end up being bad thanks to publisher greed and all, and the gameplay loop could be lacking over time. But even with all of that in mind, I'm still insanely excited for this game, and I'm definitely going to be logging in on day 1, which again is the 20th of May. The next MMO on our list is one that hasn't really had a lot of hype around it for some reason, and that is Perfect New World, set to release in the 3rd quarter of 2025. This is an open world fantasy MMO, and this is the big selling point, it features combo-based action combat. Now, the studio in charge of Perfect New World hasn't made an MMO before, so we don't really know what their track record is like, and we don't really know much about the finer details of the game itself at all. So you might be wondering why it's even on this list. Well, for one, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's an Eastern MMO, so being visually stunning is a requirement, and this game definitely meets that requirement. On top of that, the combo-based action combat system is my favorite type of combat system in MMOs. That's why I think Black Desert Online has my favorite combat of any MMO, even if the PvP is not balanced at all. And if Perfect New World's combat is anything like Black Desert's, it's going to be super fun to play. Plus, while the classes are gender locked, which is definitely a bummer, they do look really interesting, with a lot of mechanics unique to each class. On top of all of that, the game overall looks to offer a ton of content for players, players for a long time. Now again, it is an Eastern MMO, so that does mean we're going to be expecting a lot of grinding and most likely pay to win mechanics. That's just what we love in Asia for some reason, and it doesn't look like it'll change anytime soon. That said though, the game will most likely be free to play, so even with the scares that come with a new Eastern MMO, the way it looks combined with the gameplay of the combat that we've seen is so nice that I'm actually still super excited for this game, and I think it definitely deserves some excitement and some hype for anyone to give it a go. Okay, so the last MMO that I really want to talk about is a bit of a wild card pick because we genuinely have very little information about it, and that is Chrono Odyssey, set to be released close to the end of this year. Now this is a bit of a clinically insane MMO, and I'll get to that, but along with a fantasy setting and a promised action combat system, which are both amazing, this game is probably by far the best looking new MMO that is set to come out this year, and honestly probably even for a few years in the future. It's built entirely in Unreal Engine 5 and it shows. From the lighting to just the general atmosphere of the world, the game looks unbelievably gorgeous. So unbelievable in fact that it actually worries me that running this game without a beefed up rig is not going to be easy. So we'll just have to hope that they can optimize the hell out of it. Now, I called this MMO clinically insane earlier, and I'll admit, that was kind of me, but I wasn't kidding. Chrono Odyssey introduces a really unique mechanic, which is the ability to manipulate time, freeze, rewind, or otherwise mess with time itself inside the game. Now, I have absolutely no clue how this will work in an MMO setting. I mean, how are we going to be manipulating time in real time in a world where there are other players also playing in real time and probably manipulating time in real time? I don't know. Hey, I have no idea, but I can't lie. The idea itself is a really cool one if they get it right. So we'll just have to hope that they do. Now, as far as monetization goes, Chrono Odyssey is set to be buy to play, and we're promised no pay to win elements whatsoever. Just like with Dune Awakening, this is, I think, the ideal MMO monetization model. It's fair and it's reasonable. That said though, this game will be published by Kakao Games, and if you don't know who they are, you are lucky. Kakao Games are the publishers of games like Arcade and Elion, both of which have really bad pay to win, and they used to be the publishers of Black Desert Online in the West until it was bought out by the developers Pearl Abyss. Now, I've played Black Desert Online since launch, and let me tell you, that game got significantly more fair and way less pay to win when Kakao Games were kicked out. So them being the publisher of Chrono Odyssey raises some bright red flags about that whole no pay to win promise. Still though, the game does look unreal. Unreal Engine 5 even, and the combat looks amazing as well, especially with that whole time manipulation mechanic, which still sounds ridiculously cool to me if they get it right. So I still have a lot of hope for this game, and if the monetization is actually as fair as they promise, I think it's definitely something to be excited for. And there you have it. Those are the 3 releases coming in 2025 that I'm by far the most excited for. Now, I won't lie to you, we've been here before, and even though all of these are currently set to come out this year, delays are a core part of the modern MMO experience. So don't be too upset if any of these gets delayed or pushed out to 2026. Beyond that though, as always, I really want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Are any of these MMOs exciting to you? Are there any other MMOs that I missed that have you blushing and kicking your feet? If you feel like typing, let me know in the comments below, but if you don't, just I guess yell at your monitor really loudly and I think I'll probably hear you. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel below for more MMO related content, but until then, I'll see you guys next time.